morning, dear friends. Yes, it's another brand new week. We are welcoming you to Insight on Heartbeat. My name is Lois Zerum. And of course, if you're just joining us for the first time, this program is well packaged to give a well detailed and an in-depth meaning and explanation to all the things that happen around us, and also we emphasize on why they happen and the need of observing them. And that brings us to the topic of today's edition, that is character education. Yes, we will try to emphasize on the need to introduce character education in schools. Also look at the theories, the principles, and also the age factor and how we can actually implement this in classroom. These are many more we'll be talking about. But to help me explain this more is a colleague and a friend, and his core member who has now gone to become an entrepreneur and runs his own firm. I am talking about none other than Praise Okoye. Welcome, Praise.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's always a pleasure to have you, Praise.
Thank you.
And this is the second time we are having you.
Yeah,
We are
yeah.
honored.
Thank you.
Yes, so Praise, I'm sure you heard what I said earlier about character education.
Yeah,
I know it would sound so familiar to you. So, what do you think character education entails?
Okay, character education. Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank you and also the whole team for having me here again today.
Okay.
It's always a pleasure to be here. And I would say character education, that's actually a combination of two words. So I think we should take character first,
Okay.
then education. Probably put it together for more clarity. Alright, so for character, I think it implies mental qualities of a person. Alright, mental and behavioral qualities that is distinctive to an individual or identifiable to an individual. Alright, you can say it also entails the way you behave, the way you talk. It's seen in those particular ways. Alright, so we can say that someone has good characters when the person portrays some traits that are commonly acceptable to the society. Okay, then when we talk about education, it's beyond just reading, it's beyond just studying. It has to do more with enlightening the mind, enlightening the person on what a thing really is. So character education from my end, I would say, is teaching people, right? Teaching people, especially starting from when they are small, right? The necessity of good character, the importance of good character, the importance of acting your good attitude to people, all right? Your character exhibition, things you do to the individual, to the public, to everyone around you, how you care about people, right? How you feel about people, and also how you show that, right? So starting to teach them, to educate them both from home, right? When a child is doing something that is not really morally acceptable, it is a duty of the parents to teach the child, right? Probably through disciplining the child. Okay, letting him know that this is not good, this is not right, and this is good, this is right. Most of us, when we are very small, very little in the house, we made a lot of error, because as children, yes, we will err, right? And but our parents called us back, some of us through punishing, some of us, through just telling us, oh, this is not nice, this is nice. And also most times when we do the good ones, they comment on it, they make you understand that, yeah, this is nice. Yeah, they make you understand that this is a good quality, this is a good character, you should keep it up. Probably sometimes they buy us things, right? Yeah, just to reinforce that. So
Now, okay, now when you speak about these characters, I'm
okay,
sure the next thing on the viewer's mind is, what are these characters?
okay, all right. Characters. Okay, I'll start from saying being honest
Okay.
is a character, right? Integrity is a character. Caring is a character. Kindness is a character. Knowing how to use the right words, speak well, is a character. Your courage is a character. Now we say that someone has good character when the person portrays socially acceptable behavior. We also have bad characters, right, which is dishonesty and being unreliable. Today, in today's world, anybody that is over 20 years, I could tell that the person has met good, bad, reliable, and unreliable people. There are people in your life right now that you know that if you call out to them, they are very unreliable. Not in terms of money, they are very unreliable. There are people in your life that you know, oh, you don't expect. It can only take the grace of God for this person to tell truth again. All right, so good behavior, honesty, integrity, caring, love, compassion, kindness, those things are character, good ones. Then if you turn the opposite, they are also character, bad ones.
Now, when you spoke about people that are very unreliable, you kind of reminded me of someone that when he literally promises you money, you better go and get an alternative, because if he says that money is coming in tomorrow, it comes in next month. So that's part of it, and he does this without knowing. Like, it's part of him. Everybody knows. Like, you can tell somebody, oh, this so uncle promised me. They say, better go and hustle. So now you spoke about the bad ones and the good ones. So can these characters be learned and unlearned?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is learnable.
Okay.
Right. Okay. There's this actually popular saying that goes like, one of the most important thing, or sorry, one of the challenging thing in this particular century is the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn.
Of course.
Right. So if you have a brain working inside of you, except you have lost touch with reality, that is when we say that the person is mentally deranged, right? Because in psychology, I studied psychology in school. In psychology, you don't reserve the right to call anybody mad. You don't have that right. You can say that the person is mentally challenged or mentally deranged. That are the people that cannot learn. Right now, but if you can think, if you have you can still think and coordinate things in your head, you can learn, you can also unlearn. But the only thing that it is very easy to learn things than to unlearn them.
Absolutely.
You understand? It's very easy to learn things than to unlearn them. That is why it is good to start learning early enough. At least from values, we start learning. Values are the things that makes up our character. Do you understand? They are more like the bedrock on which our character stands. You understand? So character can be learned, character can be unlearned if the person is willing. So it's very possible.
Now, speaking of the difficulty involved in unlearning or learning new characters, are they like you spoke about values? So can you actually shed more light on all those things? That what are they that we should have to help us actually learn or go through the phase of the difficulty while trying to learn a character?
Okay. All right. So I'll say that values are important in this particular process. Okay, values are more like standards of people's behavior. Values are what informs our thoughts, our words, our actions. Right? Values are very essential. When you come into a family, right? If it's a family that has values, okay, now when the children are given birth to, the children are being raised based on that value. Right? Now I could say that values are more like beliefs that motivate one to act in a particular way. So in that process, you have to start paying attention to the values. All right, what do you want to develop? What do you want to learn? What do you want to unlearn? Now you start, like when you go to banks, right? They have values. Okay, now values are more like those beliefs. Now, because before you start acting a thing out, you have to first of all believe inside of you. Okay, so values are more like those beliefs. So in the process of trying to relearn, you must have to first of all start inculcating those values, start understanding the essence, the necessity of that particular value. All right, now when you imbibe them inside of you, it is very easy for you to now speak, because characters are the ones you see, values are the ones you don't. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
Now values are more like belief, characters are more like behavior. I would say that characters are expression of your belief. So what you believe in your heart is what you act out. Okay, now the person has to start, is more like someone that has been in the secular world, right? When you come to Christianity and the worldly people, right? So when the person comes into the Christendom, the person has to start unlearning his values. If his value was being dishonest before, he starts studying on the necessity and the importance of being honest. Now over time, when he inculcates that truth, not just here but here, because if he's still here, you cannot portray in your action. No, it's just mental assent, but it is one that gets here when you inculcate those values inside your heart. You see that now, because out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh. It is what comes from the inside that shows on the outside. So when the person learns and inculcates those values inside, even when the person does act involuntarily, you see that the person still exhibits good character. So learning the values, imbibing them, paying attention to them, and understanding the essence why it is important is a very good thing in the process of learning, unlearning, and relearning.
So in nutshell, you're saying there should be dedication to that.
Yeah.
You should be
Yeah,
committed,
there should be
also
commitment.
consistent with it,
Yeah.
and also be very conscious.
Yes.
If there's something you really want to change, you make sure, oh, this is it, emphasize on it, be
Yes.
conscious, and also take every lesson you learn from that. Very important.
That's true.
Oh, honestly, and that brings me there's this wise saying from a wise man. He said you begin to age the moment you stop learning.
Okay.
So I think that is a wonderful one. And now it takes me to my next question. You spoke about discipline
Okay.
as one of the ways to instill this. Now, okay, before I get that, you made the emphasis on why we should inculcate values
Yeah.
before we go about the educating the younger ones or even the adults on the need to have good characters.
Okay.
Now, we are talking about schools now.
Okay.
The kind of generation we are in, there's some extent you can go in disciplining a child.
Okay.
Yes, you can, before now you can actually discipline a child when they are at fault. You can use the cane and all that, but now the parents might not be willing.
Okay.
Yes, seeing you a teacher do that to their children, even the parents are not willing to go to that extent with their children. Now, what is the ideal way to go about instilling these values?
Okay. Thank you for that wonderful question. Right. Okay. Instilling this particular value, you don't wait for a child to err before you teach the child value. That's one place most of us are missing it.
Okay.
You don't wait till the child start manifesting negative behavior. When you wait, it's already getting late. So you don't wait. Now in school, there are a lot of ways. You don't wait till, it's not when the child errs or when the child does something wrong that you start trying to correct. When you are trying to correct, that means it's more like you are bringing a remedy approach, which is not supposed to be if you started early. All right. Now there are different ways through which you can instill this particular value in children in school. Now you can tell them stories, patriotic stories, religious stories. All right, that has to do with people that portrayed good character, and ask them the lesson they learned from it. Most of us used to do that in school. Yes,
Sure.
yes. When you read TRK, you understand.
Absolutely.
you read. Okay, Good Samaritan.
Good Samaritan, exactly. Yes, an example.
It's a popular story.
Exactly.
When you are
Everybody
very,
knew,
very young. You
and
understand?
they'll ask you to draw a lesson from
Yes,
it.
I understand.
Yes,
now
yes.
the lesson you draw, it is good to be good to others.
Exactly.
You don't need to wait till the child errs. No, if you wait, it's getting wrong already. Something is already missing. Now narrate both patriotic stories for them, narrate religious stories for them, narrate good stories for them. Ask them for the lesson they pick. Now also another way to instill that thing inside of them is when a child does something good, comment that child on that compassionate behavior and let him know that, whoa, this is nice, this is a good thing. And also give the children room to help others. Give them opportunity. Don't wait when they err. When you are giving them opportunity to help others, you are teaching them kindness. All right? You are teaching them generosity. All right? Are you seeing it now? So it's not when they err. There are things you can do to teach. There are plenty things more you can do to teach them. But these are just the few I feel like you can do easily. And also give them a chance to be part of community services. All right? Community services. Give them a chance. When there's community services, take them along. Teach them the importance. Get them involved. And also, even both in your faith and your religious activities, get them involved. Give them a chance to be part of faith. And that is the way they start learning faith. They start learning some other things. All right? So when they learn it early, they won't have to err before you correct them.
That's what the wise thing that said, train up a child in
Yeah.
the way he should go, and when he grows, he will
will not
never
depart
depart
from
from that.
Yes.
Now, I think you remind me, you did, when you said, when you laid emphasis on the need to actually applaud your children when they show compassion, and also the need to let them, be compassionate towards another.
Yeah.
Now, it brings me to this thought of parents. Now, when they are in rivalry with another parent, they involve the children.
Okay.
Then they tell the children, "Oh, do not greet this auntie. Don't greet this uncle."
Okay.
And if they are saying the same compound, they will come and draw out the line. Don't sweep beyond this. When you get to this extent, stop. This belongs to this auntie. And when this child comes in the morning, he sees you. Obviously, you will know they said something to a child. They'll be looking at you. They will not say good morning. They will not say good afternoon and good evening. Now, when you look at it, you're not just training that child to show disrespect to that particular auntie, but to other persons out
Yes.
there. Because when he or she goes out, he say the same auntie, he say, "Oh, my mommy told me, my daddy told me," and he would display that particular character.
That's true.
So obviously, from what you've said, I think it's high time
Yes.
we started, even as parents, even as younger ones, inculcating their values, and by so doing, associating our younger ones from any rivalry of any kind.
Yes.
Because
That's
exactly,
true.
it
That's true.
tantamount
That's
to
true. That's true.
social vices and all that.
That's true. And right? Why most people today, they don't eat on the same table with their cousins. They don't relate with their cousins because of what their mother, their father, their parents told them. All right? They made them enemies to people they are not supposed to be enemies. As a matter of fact, hate and disrespect does not do any good thing in anyone's life. That's just the thing. So, yeah.
Yes, that's true. And also, unforgiveness is quite expensive.
Very
Because
expensive.
when you don't forgive somebody, it takes a lot, especially when you see them. It takes a lot
It takes
for
a
you to
lot.
be in the same room or in the same space with this person.
Yeah.
So, and that brings us to the pros and cons
Okay.
of character.
Okay.
So, what do you think are the pros? I think we've mentioned one. This is part of it. When you do not, put them on the right path and you put them on the wrong one, they tend to display it at the young age. So, what are the other pros and cons?
Okay. I think let's say putting them on the right path early enough, and also not just putting them on the right path, but make sure they continue in the right path. It's not enough to start a journey. It's important to make sure that the compass is leading into the right direction. So for parents, even teaching them is one. Also listening to them is another thing. Because you don't if you try to enforce everything on the kid might just live a double life. Go outside there, do what he wants, come inside there, he won't tell you anything. You understand? So teaching them, one, listening to them and guiding them, make them, don't be judgmental, right? So because I know yes, I've been on some few, I've counseled quite a number of persons. I've counseled quite a number of persons, and most of the things they're experiencing are things from childhood, from what parents said or stuff like that hamper their self-esteem and stuff like that. So as much as possible that you teach them, make sure you maintain the process of teaching them, tolerate them, accommodate them. When they make mistakes, don't hit them. Find a better way of getting them to know, oh, this is wrong, this is right. Guide them through the process.
Oh, thank you.
Jesus said, the Lord is okay. David said, "The Lord is my shepherd." The shepherd is the one that never leaves the sheep.
True.
Yeah, so keep guiding them.
What you just said reminded me of my cousin. I think he had a back and forth with the mother. He said something. Religion is a choice, and the mother fled up. So it is part of it. When you consciously, even unconsciously, instill this character, make sure you're not being judgmental, and you're not employing measures that will go a long way, going against the relationship you have with your children.
Yes, very important.
Very
Very
important.
important.
Yes.
Very
And
important.
if you're just joining us, this is still Insight on Heartbeat. My name is Loisin Zerem, and we'll be deliberating on character education. We've laid emphasis on what it entails, also the theory, the values we need to have, the importance, and how we should go about it. And I've been with a Praise Okoyo, an ESCOL member, an entrepreneur. So Praise, before I let you go now we've spoken about how to go about it in our homes. Now I'm looking at schools, classrooms.
Okay.
This,
Classroom.
yes, we are not talking about the disciplinary aspect of it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in terms of studying. I mean, studies. How can we inculcate, like, make it a part of the school schedule or whatever? What do you think is the right way?
Okay. It's not really too different from what we do at home, right? It shouldn't be too different from what we do at home, right? Now, you can also in school reinforce good behavior. All right, you call somebody out on the assembly ground, and those things they used to do for us then, right? Somebody comes early, somebody studies hard and became the first overall. They call the person out on the assembly ground, announce the name of the person, give the person gift. Now the next time, everybody wants to be like the person.
That's true.
Now, somebody helps a student, another student, to do something, all right, in the class, or somebody shows compassionate behavior towards another student, and you find that out, commend the person. If it's possible, bring the person out, commend that particular behavior. Now, when you are commending it, other people are learning. And most importantly, the teacher should be exemplary in the schools.
Okay, and do I take that as your parting words, or do you have anything to say before we call it?
To conclude, right, I would say bad characters are like a flat tire. They can't get you anywhere.
That's a wise word.
They can't get you anywhere.
Okay.
Alright? They can't get you anywhere. It's good to be good, and it's very bad to be bad. If you didn't learn good character in your home, there are ways to learn it. Every bad person knows a good person.
True. True.
Every bad person knows a good person. So you can unlearn some of those things. It might be hard, but unlearn it and relearn the good ones. Okay? Knowledge gives you power, but character gives you respect. Very important. Very, very important. So good character is good. And also I will encourage the schools, management, schools, and mothers, fathers, parents watching this. You've heard a lot of things we've said here. Try as much as possible to practice those things, because the only information that can yield result for you is the one you put to practice. All right, practice it, and things will get better, and the society will become better. Because if the child start being good from the family, because every menace or every good person in society is a product of the family. Family is the bedrock of the society. So if the society is good, it starts from the family. All right, let's create a future we want. Nobody creates that future for us. It's we that creates that future.
That's a powerful one. Thank you so much, Praise Okoye. And to add to what he has said so far, spare the rod and spoil the child. Do not forget, you'll be watching Insight on Heartbeat. We will be right back next week, same time, same station. Do not forget, the Heartbeat still continues. I still remain your host, Lois Nzerum. To have a wonderful day.